Good morning. It's Decker here for Exposed Alaska. How are you guys doing today? All right, we are waiting for everybody to join in. Apparently a couple guys joined and dropped out. So we'll wait for them to come back on and we'll go live again.
Can you see me, my friend?
Good morning, Peter. How in the heck are you?
Hanging in there, sir. Hanging in there. How the heck are you?
I'm doing alive and well. Well, welcome to Exposed Alaska. I am MasterDecker, of course. And with us today is Peter Ellin of AcesDeals.biz. Peter, give us a shout out to everybody.
Good morning, everybody, or good afternoon, depending on what part of the world you're in.
All righty. Well, we're still waiting on, looks like Jim to join us. But I'll go ahead and start with the first couple questions.
Sure.
What first got you into RC, Peter?
Oh, God, you're going back about 15 years ago. My wife and I, we had developed the world's first radio-controlled race car. It was the tiniest radio-controlled race car. It was a little 2 millimeters bigger than a AA battery.
Okay.
And then over the course of the years, I think it was up until, oh boy, 8 years ago, I think we sold our 1 millionth car, and that was to a little 4-year-old. And we had a big celebration and a big to-do. Moved into RC planes, helicopters, boats, race cars. But everything changed 7 years ago when I flew the very first Phantom 1.
That was my next question. Is how did it evolve now? It looks primarily into drones.
7 years ago, we bought a used Phantom 1, and I actually got it from a Phantom owner who now works for us as one of my major technicians, repair technicians in our Michigan repair facility. When I first flew the Phantom, and we're talking, 8-minute flight time, which was a big deal then, I was absolutely amazed. I turned around to my staff and I said, we're getting rid of everything. We're going drones. And they thought I was a nut.
Well, we still think you're a nut, but that'll work.
There you go.
What was the actual epiphany moment that led you to open up and start Aces Deals?
Well, AcesDeals has been in existence for many, many years, even before drones came around. Aces is actually named after my 10th child. It's his initials, Adam Cody Ellin. So originally it was PJ Specialties, and as we progressed, we became AcesDeals.
Next question is, how did you end up with a nut job like Jim Bowers as sponsoring him?
I get asked that a lot because it was approximately 3 years ago. And you got to understand something. We have never met Jim Bowers. Never. And a lot of people think we're relatives, we're brothers or something. I don't know. But about 3 years ago, Jim called me up and asked me about doing repairs for his search and rescue people and so on. And we started doing that. You have a lot of search and rescue people who crashed, they damaged their copters. And what happened was he had come to us, and over the course of time, we established a very good relationship. And then one day, and we average about, 200-300 phone calls a day. And one day, and this is about 3 years ago, my phones exploded. And I mean, more than usual, that's what I'm saying. But everybody was saying the same thing. They were saying, this crazy guy told me to call you, give the wife a big wet one, kiss the wife hello. I had no idea what the hell was going on. Jim calls me about a week later and he says, oh, thank you for this and thank you for that. And by the way, did you like our thank you video about your company? And all of a sudden, the light bulb went off in my head. 1 + 1 was put together. I realized it was 2, and that was Jim that did this video. And that's the way it's been ever since. We have been his major sponsor. Every drone that you see on his YouTube channel, we have donated to him to do an honest, unbiased unboxing and review. A lot of people think, and they've asked me, that we paid Jim to do a review. We don't. We're actually nervous when he does a review. We don't know if he's going to love it or if he's going to hate it.
Right.
So, but that's how Jim and I have come together and have worked together for the past several years.
Okay. That actually leads into the next question. Is since you started working with Jim, how much has that really helped your business grow?
I'm sorry, I didn't catch that question.
Since you started working with Jim, him doing his unboxings, reviews, and all that, how has his videos and everything helped your business grow?
Well, definitely Jim has had an impact on our business. I mean, we existed for many years before the introduction of Jim Bowers, but if I was to put a number on it, I would say that Jim Bowers is probably responsible for at least the 20% increase in our business. What Jim has done for AcesDeals, and again, we were doing this on other, platforms of social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, but the marriage, that's what I'm going to call it, the marriage of the king of YouTube, which is Jim Bowers, and AcesDeals, was a marriage made in heaven, because when Jim did that, a review on a drone that we would, donate to him, and he did an honest review. You have to understand, Jim is very unbiased. He shoots from the hip. He doesn't sugarcoat anything. He'll tell you the pros. He'll tell you the cons, of the particular product. I don't care if it's DJI, Unique, Turbo Ace. It doesn't matter. And that's the same way we operate our business. When a customer calls us, they know that they're going to get a straight answer, especially from me. And I don't know if it's the New York in me or whatever. I'm very upfront with my customers. I'm very blunt. I'm brutally honest. There's been situations just in the past couple of days alone with different manufacturers that customers are coming to me. Customers are coming to Jim and saying, "What do we do?" And I'm giving them my brutal opinion.
Okay. Well, in the last 2 years, I've really known, watched that the drones are getting better, bigger, longer flight times. What's the biggest request you get from your customers for a new drone?
Here you go. It's not the drone. The customer's not looking, putting aside, because I get 1 million phone calls a month. Peter, what's the best drone out there? Number one, there is no best drone out there. I'm known as the matchmaker in the drone industry. I'm Mr. eHarmony. My job is to marry you to the drone that meets your specific needs, not what Peter wants to sell you or what Peter has to move off his shelf. But here's what customers are really looking for, Sean. Here's what they're looking for in a nutshell. They're sick and tired of contacting a dealer or a distributor or a website that, oh my God, if they have a phone number, it's okay. And they call it, they don't get a straight answer. They get the runaround. The guy on the other end, he's put in a 4-hour day and he's got 4 more hours to go and he just doesn't want to deal with it. So what customers are really looking for is someone that when they pick up the phone will answer the phone, talk to them like they're a human being, answer their questions honestly, don't BS them. This is what the customer wants. We're becoming a very technological age. A lot of these websites, these dealers that sell drones, you can only contact them by email. Customers hate that. They do.
Right.
They really do. We're manned here. We've got 4 phone lines here in our office. We handle everything. Customer service, customer complaints, customer love, whatever. That's what the customer wants. The drone is actually the second part of the equation. It really is.
Okay. Well, we've already really covered this one. What's the single most thing that sets AcesDeals apart And from my understanding and my feelings and everything I've experienced, it's always been AcesDeals customer service.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You got to keep in mind that, 15 years ago, I was a small office, a small warehouse. Let's jump ahead now, 2016. 5 warehouses, 4 repair facilities, unmatched customer service. We are a full service company. Jim said in his videos one time, and it was perfectly stated, you can go anywhere and buy a drone. I don't care how you look at it. I mean, even Walmart's got drones, okay? But customers, again, and it goes back to not only customer service, the second part of the equation is, all right, we've got the customer service wrapped up, but here's the next question customer had asked us. Peter, what if something happens to the drone after I buy it from you? I crash, I have a manufacturer's defect, whatever. Can I come to you? Absolutely. I don't care if you didn't buy the drone from me at all. We service DJI, Unique, all of that. Do you think every single repair we got in, they bought from us? No. But that's why customers are faithful, they're loyal to AcesDeals, because no matter where you bought your product from, we will service it. And that was the icing on the cake.
That was another one of my questions was how you felt about people buying drones from, say, Best Buy. They crash it and they call you. Apparently you feel like, hey, I don't care where you bought it. You come to me. Let's get you back up in the air.
Sure. I mean, I took the mentality of a mechanic out there who owns a shop in a local town. You bring in your Ford, you bring in your Chevy, you bring in your whatever. You didn't buy the car from him, but he's going to repair it when it needs a repair. That's exactly the same idea here. I don't care if you bought the drone from Best Buy or from DJI itself. We are here to service your drone, plain and simple. I have customers who call me every single day. Peter, I've got this red light and I have no idea what the hell that means. And we walk them through it. They didn't buy it from me, but I take the time, or my technician is on the phone with them. We take our time, we go through it, because you know what happens in the end, Sean? They come back to me, they call us, because when they need something new, or they need another drone, or a new drone came out and, oh my God, I got to have it. Who am I going to call? They call AcesDeals.
Peter. Yeah, that's what I tell everybody on my channels is, you're looking for one, or you need parts, service, repair, whatever you need, give you a call, because you'll walk them through, find out what they want to do, what they need to do, and find out what their budget is and get them set up on their way.
Yep. And that's another thing. You just brought up the word budget. I love it. I love it. And here's why. I think we're the only company in the United States that I know of. I've heard of no one else. We've been doing layaway for 8 years. We have a free layaway program for our customers. Currently, Today is what? April 22nd. We have over 100 layaways.
Nice.
The program is free. The layaway is free. There's no stipulations. I'm not going to play the game like, Kmart and Walmart. If you don't make a payment on this Friday, you're going to lose your layaway. Plus, we're going to hit you with a 15% layaway fee. The most ridiculous thing I've ever heard.
Right.
Took the layaway program. We simplified it. And we did it because, look, I'm 54 years old. I have 10 children. I've been there years and years and years ago when I had I didn't have enough money to buy the kids something all at one time. So I had to put it on layaway and the stupid rules. And I lost the layaway because I wasn't there on Friday. So when I incorporated it into my business, I said, you know what? We've been there. I've been there. It's happened. I know what comes up in life. I want to be able to service customers. I want to be able to provide them with something. If they have to pay it off before they get it, they have peace of mind, because how it simply works is this. You pick an item. I don't care what it is. I don't care how much the order is. It's eligible for layaway. They call us up. We send them an email invoice. We check off a little box that says allow customer to make a partial payment. That means when the customer gets the invoice, they can put down a minimum of $1 because the computer won't handle less than $1.
Right.
They can put down $10, $100. It doesn't matter to me. They put down $1. They go back to that email each and every time they want to make a payment, $5, $20, $100, it doesn't matter. The point is, our layaway program allows a customer to make a payment as small as he wants and to make a payment whenever he wants. Sean, it's your money.
Right.
I'm going to let you spend it
right?
any way you want, anytime you want. AcesDeals doesn't lose anything. Sean, you put a drone on layaway, it goes into our layaway room, your name goes on a tag, the box is stamped, Sean, MasterDecker, Alaska, and until you pay it off or until you call me and say, Peter, I want to switch to a different drone, which we can do. It doesn't cost us anything. It's just a matter of switching paperwork, and customers love it. It's been very successful, Sean, especially with business owners that were, they had a certain budget and they had to stretch the dollar to get their business off the ground. They couldn't lay out the money for a $2,000 drone, but they put it on layaway. And it's been very successful. And we have received so many positive thank yous, for letting me do this. And I said, absolutely.
Now, like I said, you don't charge interest on these, do you?
No. I'm not going to pull a Wall Street move. You understand what I'm saying? Now,
oh yeah.
If a customer wants to finance a drone, they can do that through our server, buy now and wait 6 months and pay it off in full so you don't have to pay interest. But we have nothing to do with that. We have a separate, finance company that, based on your social, your credit history, you know what I'm talking about.
Right.
You get approved, fine. This way, that's for those customers that want it now, but want to wait 6 months to pay for it. Same as applying for a credit card, a gas card, whatever.
Right. Well, what's your relationships with the manufacturers like 3D Robotics, DJI, Unique? How do they grow? How do you get them to really want to deal with you as much as possible?
Well, currently AcesDeals deals directly with 9 manufacturers. In other words, we represent about 48 different drones which are on our website. Okay. DJI was, of course, the very first manufacturer that we dealt with directly. My relationship with DJI is actually pretty good. I have an excellent rep that I work with. We've been together for many years. He has made sure my Phantom 4s were in stock on time. We've got Phantom 4 batteries. We got Phantom 4 propellers. I love it. We are ahead of the game. We are fulfilling orders. The minute they come in, a label is being created within 30 minutes, and the P4 is shipping out. Okay. Unique and I, we've had a very good relationship. My wife and I actually met with Mr. Tian, the owner from Hong Kong, the president of Unique, back in August of last year. We had dinner in Manhattan. We work very closely together and everything else. I work very closely with the manufacturer's office in California. And, we've had our differences and our arguments, especially in the past couple of weeks because of the delay in the release of the Typhoon H. But for those of you that were subscribed to my website, we gave you a brutally honest update yesterday. I sent it out. I said, here's the situation. The manufacturer has pushed back the release again for another 2 weeks. We're now looking at May 15th when these guys were promised April 1st. And, when I explained to Unique, I said, I'm beginning to sound like an idiot. That's something I won't tolerate. I don't care who the manufacturer is.
Okay. Let's see. Well, recently you knew about my Iris.
Yes.
How did you feel about watching that video of my iris augering in?
I'll tell you something. Your videos, I've been following you a long time, and the one thing I have to say about 3D robotics, and Colin Gwynn and I are personal friends. Colin Gwynn originally physically approved me as a distributor for 3D robotics. And, you know, I love working with the company and everything else. And they had a rough patch there a couple months ago with the release of the Solo, which you're familiar with. But keep an eye on 3D robotics, because they're going to surprise everyone. They're doing it now very subtly, but I've been watching them. Keep an eye on them, Sean.
Oh yeah.
You know, your videos with the Iris Plus, I mean, it was mind-blowing. Mind-blowing, to say the least.
Yeah, when my iris went down, that was a hard time for me.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I felt your pain. Trust me. Trust me.
But what worked out, or what was great for me, was I sent a link to the video directly to Colin Gwynn and Vu Tran over there at 3D Robotics. Within an hour later, I've got an email from Vu Tran saying, "Hey, we're sorry. How about you send that one back to us? We'll send you a Solo."
Yes.
Got everything situated. Here it is.
There you go. Vu Tran and I know each other, and I'll tell you something. And I feel kind of bad for him sometimes on the forums, because a lot of times, and the guys don't mean to do it, you know, the forum members, but, you know, they made Vu Tran the bouncing board, you know, hey, listen, this is going on, and I need you to help me with this. And he's not there, you know, to fix everybody's customer service problem. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But Vu Tran will do what he's physically able to do for a customer. And like AcesDeals, where, you know, other companies go the extra mile, we go the extra 10 miles. Vu Tran is exactly the same way. All right. And that was a perfect example. I mean, you know, Colin Gwynn, guy, is excellent to work with. Vu Tran, they have helped me in a couple of situations, you know, and sometimes I interjected something if I saw a problem with a customer that had nothing to do with me. And I would make them aware of the situation before it became a firestorm, you know, because bad news travels fast on social media. It cracks me up. So, but what he did and what Colin Gwynn did for you, Sean, that was phenomenal. That was phenomenal.
For me, it was outstanding. I mean, they sent me a brand new Solo, a brand new gimbal, 2 extra batteries. They apologized, said, "Hey, we're sorry about our minor mistake that caused this."
Right.
And for the entire time that I've had the Iris that I got from you, 2014, anytime I've had an issue, it doesn't matter if it was me or the actual Pixhawk or something else, 3D Robotics was right there saying, "Hey, let's get going. Let's see what's happening here." I sent them 350 log flights. They came back with, "Yeah, your Pixhawk's bad. Send that back to us. Let's fix it." Sent them the Iris. They fixed the Pixhawk. They fixed the damage that was caused by a bad landing from it. And that's actually what led up to the Iris crashing, unfortunately. But again, the entire time I've had my Iris Plus, and it was a sad moment when I lost it, 3D Robotics has always been there for me. And I've pushed them on all the social media I'm on. Hey, I don't know why you guys are having issues. Maybe you're being vulgar or loud or rude. Heck no. Hey guys, I got a problem. You want to take a look? And that's always got them going for me.
And you know what, Sean? You hit the nail on the head. Because I'll tell you something. It is a well-known fact that DJI's customer service, you know, the California office, is horrendous. Plain and simple. Okay? It's an absolute nightmare. And it's up to companies like, let's say, AcesDeals that represent DJI to assure the customer, look, the product is awesome. Because I get billions of phone calls. I want to buy a DJI, but I don't want to because I'm afraid of the customer service. Take DJI out of the equation. And if you buy a DJI from AcesDeals, Not only do I offer the customer support, the technical support, but I've got a dedicated repair center in North Carolina that I have in my employment, a certified DJI technician who trained under DJI for 5 years. I'm lucky to have him on my staff. Customer A, don't worry about your DJI. We have you covered. Now let's move over to Unique. Unique took the DJI model, and I'm talking about the business model, and said, look, we've got an excellent product just like DJI. Their customer support is horrible, so we have to make our customer support just as good as our product. And they've been, you know, pretty good. They have been. All right. Customer support from Unique is definitely, you know, much better than, you know, DJI. All right. I still hear nightmares even to this very day, today, April 22nd, you know, and I seen it today on the forums alone, at least a half a dozen very negative remarks about customer service from Unique. I sent something in for a repair. It was sent back. It still doesn't work. No response. Nobody's answering the phone, blah, blah, blah. That's their problem. They're going to have to handle it. Now, let's move over to 3D robotics. 3D robotics is very smart, Sean, and a lot of people don't realize it. You see, while these other drone companies are out there trying to outdo each other and try to keep up with the Joneses, if you follow me.
Right.
3D robotics is the smartest freaking player in the game, and here's why. Number one, they don't give a damn about what's going on out there in the drone industry. They don't care what DJI is doing. They don't care what Unique is doing. They are concentrating on the solo. They're improving the hell out of it. I don't know if you've seen some of the improvements in the past 2 weeks alone.
Oh, yes. I've been watching it.
It's incredible. You see, they're concentrating on their company, their product, their customer service, their technical support. And what I'm trying to show everyone who's ever watching or hearing me, whatever, is they've taken all those facets of their company and put them together, and they're working hand in hand. There's the key. There's the key. And that's where I can guarantee you, and trust me, I've called it right 1,000 times, you're going to see 3D robotics come up again out of nowhere and kick everybody's butt. You watch.
Well, of course, I love my Iris. 3D robotics has been great. I've got my Solo now. I've been following them for quite a long time, especially about the Solo, because it really turned me on. I love the looks. I love the way it flies. I love the way it handles. I love all the stuff you can do with it. And the more I keep looking at what 3D robotics is doing, they're coming out with a different camera gimbal that's actually kind of like the 4K camera on the Unique or the DJI, and it plugs into the same modular bay that the other gimbal works. They've also got another one that's forward-looking infrared for search and rescue, like me and Jim. They are refining those. They're getting them to, for lack of a better term, a near perfect setup. That way you can get your bird out there, fly it as long as you can, as long as you need to, have everything you need, and just keep going.
But see, again, you hit the nail on the head, Sean, okay? This is exactly where 3D robotics is going to overtake the other two major players in the game, okay? They concentrate on their solo. They build around it. They improve the gimbals. They come up with other alternative gimbals and the ability to put on an infrared camera. You understand what I'm saying? All without having to go out and buy another damn drone.
Right, the most expensive part.
In this industry, it's so ridiculous how, and I'm sorry, I'm going to have to pick DJI, and don't get me wrong, nothing against them. But they have the Phantom 2, they come out with the Phantom 3. I'm not impressed with the Phantom 3 because it's a modification of the Phantom 2. The Phantom 4 comes out not even 6 months after the release of the Phantom 3. And again, different battery, blah, blah, blah. So these guys spent all this money on a Phantom 3. And if they want the Phantom 4, they can't use the Phantom 3 batteries. They can't use the Phantom 3 propellers. Where with 3D robotics, again, they're not interested in the Solo 8. They're going to concentrate on the Solo. They're going to make it better. They're going to make it stronger. They're going to make it more efficient. They're going to make it an investment that you won't have any problem investing more money into, as far as additional gimbals or whatever.
Right.
My God, the search and rescue market is untapped.
Yeah, pretty much.
Search and rescue wants a freaking IR camera now. And these manufacturers are, I can go 3 miles away. Who cares?
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? That's why I'm not impressed, with half this stuff coming out right now.
Well, I do know that because I am part of Swarm, and we've got a reboot on everything. And one of the things that actual incident commanders have said is we don't care if it can fly 3 miles, 5 miles away. We want it to be able to fly 20, 30, 45 minutes, as long as possible before it has to change batteries. The distance doesn't mean a thing to them. They want to get to where they need to go and be there for as long as they can be there. My Iris, I can get about 15 minutes out of it. With the Solo, I haven't tried it yet, but probably about 20, 25 minutes.
Right. Now, one of the improvements made in the past 2 years alone is extension of, flight time. Yep. All right. We are looking at an average, and I don't care which manufacturer it is, an average of 18 to 24 minutes. Excuse me, 18 to 24 minutes. Yes, pilots are looking for that 30 minutes plus. It's coming. Technology, give it another 6 months. It's coming. All right. One of the things that, with this distance crap, that's the word I'm going to use, going 3 miles away, but the battery still only has a 20-minute flight time.
Right.
So it's actually canceling itself out. It makes it useless. I'm not going to take a Phantom 4 and go 3 miles out when I have a 22-minute flight time. You're telling me I'm going to do 3 miles in 11 minutes. I better be hauling butt on the way back, or she's crashing, plain and simple. Right. So you're absolutely right. They have to, besides distance, they have to now concentrate on increasing flight time to anywhere from 30 to 45 minutes, max, minimum, whatever word you want to use.
Right. Now, everybody knows I'm not a fan of DJI at all. I had a Phantom 1. That was my starter. It was okay. It was prone to doing whatever the hell it wanted. I ended up with a Phantom 2, and the second flight on it, it took off on its own. Wouldn't respond to controls, nothing. Took it home, spent a week, rebuilt it, got it back in the air. It flew okay. The next thing I know, it's flying off on its own. After 8 flights with my Phantom 2, the 8th flight actually, I had just started everything, armed it up, it took off, got to an altitude of about 100 feet, took off hauling ass and flew off, and I just could do nothing trying to get it to come back, and I just watched as it landed in the middle of the ocean. There was nothing I could do. At that point in time, DJI was definitely out of the picture for me. Not long after that, I got the Iris. Never had a flyaway, never had it unresponsive. The only issue I had was when the prop came off and prop motor top came off and it crashed. I can't say anything bad about 3D robotics. I haven't had a unique yet. I'm working on getting one. As soon as I get one, I'll be able to do a review, flight, see how I love it, let my viewers know it, and go from there.
There you go. There you go. This flyaway problem was very prevalent in the Phantom 1. The flyaway problem diminished by a very large percentage when the Phantom 2 came out, but it was still an issue. No matter what, it was still an issue. The problem that DJI did with the flyaway problem is they never acknowledged it. That was their, one of their very first fatal mistakes. Look, you came out with the Phantom 1. It wasn't, it was, yes, it was the beginning of the drone industry. 90% of them flew beautiful, no problems, but 10% of them suffered flyaway issues. And 10% is a lot. All right. That means, whatever, 10 out of every 100 drones are defective. The acceptable rate is 1 to 3%. They never acknowledged it, though, and that was a fatal mistake that DJI made. And then social media was no help, because now with the advent of social media, you have to understand that when a customer complains about a product, it spreads through social media like crazy.
Yeah.
Good morning, Mr. Bowers.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have now got the king of YouTube on drones, Mr. Jim Bowers, joining us. A little late to the party, of course.
Yeah, I had to download Google Hangouts, and I'm on the road doing it all at the same time, trying to drive safely while we're doing it.
Great, Sean. Now we've got the king of YouTube driving and talking at the same time.
in a driving rainstorm.
God, I hope he's not chewing bubble gum, because the world would be in trouble.
Yes, it will.
I'm trying to pat my belly and rub my head simultaneously.
There you go.
Oh, God. Well, Jim, we've been covering everything from how AcesDeals got started and how you got started with Peter. So how about we get your side of how you ended up joining with Peter, as having him as your sponsor?
Well, long story short, about, 4 years ago now, Peter? 5 years ago?
I said 3 or 4. I don't even remember, Jim.
Yeah, it's been quite a while, but
since.
I started building drones out of carbon fiber and the KK2 board, and on Facebook I was checking out all the different drone manufacturers and distributors, and I just noticed Peter's content on Facebook and was really impressed with his communication and his customer service and just everything about him. He was just getting into drones at the time. So I decided to reach out to him and, see if he wanted to, partner up, and I would promote his business and make him my go-to guy. And it has just gotten better and better ever since then.
Right. I covered with Peter a little bit ago that from following you on YouTube, I've noticed so many major changes with AcesDeals. They've grown, they've gotten bigger and bigger and bigger. New websites, new everything. And Peter says you have contributed a lot to helping grow his business. From my point of view, I can definitely see that. How do you feel about it?
Well, it's been mutual. I help Peter, and Peter in turn helps me. Every time I post a video, he forwards or reposts that video link to 50,000 or 150,000 or
150,000 email blast, and then the 26 different social media groups we belong to.
Yeah, so it's mutually beneficial for both of us. We've always worked really well together. We think and act and do business very similarly. We collaborate on a lot of things. I like his creativity and his ideas, and in turn, Peter takes my suggestions and input, so it just works. We work really, really well together as a team, with customer service as our #1 objective. You know,
Right.
sometimes you have to bite the bullet, and you might have some flabby ass idiot out there who doesn't have a freaking clue, but for some reason he thinks he needs to get his drone overnight halfway around the world, and we
Hey,
just
wait a
have
minute. You're talking about me now.
and sometimes it's best just to do it, just to keep the guy happy, and thereby he tells other people that he's happy, and it all, you know, it's like the domino effect. You know, it's the butterfly wings. You know, a butterfly
Right.
beats its wings, and halfway around the world there's cause and effect, and so that's what we work and we live by.
And
Peter
if
was saying earlier that when he sends you a drone for
No, not yet. Put us all forward.
when Peter sends you a
Sorry,
drone
guys,
to flight test and review and everything,
All right,
always a little worried.
Hold on a second. I'll be right back. Okay.
All right.
All right.
Rena.
Stand by.
Rena. Come on, it is.
I'll be back. I've got somebody
You got
getting
it.
in the car, and it's
Rena.
not going to be easy. I've got 2 dogs.
Come on, get in.
Hey.
Rena.
Let me see. Can I call you guys back in a second? Can I do
Rena,
that?
get in.
All right.
Go ahead.
Come on, get in.
I don't want to disrupt your conversation, so let me figure this out.
You got it.
Come on, Rena.
I'll be back.
Come on,
All right, we'll
Rena.
talk to you in a bit.
Get in.
All right.
Hurry.
All right. Well, Jim's going to take a break from us for a bit. What do you see as the next big thing for drones, besides how 3D robotics is concentrating on one bird, not 10,000 birds?
Oh boy, okay. What is the next step I see in drones? That's good. That's a hard one to answer because I'm very privy to a lot of stuff going on with certain manufacturers that I'm working very closely with, and because of non-disclosure, I can't talk about it. But I think one of the definitely one of the things you're going to see is color. Everybody's sick and tired of the white drone.
Okay.
Okay? And I'm not picking on a particular brand. I'm talking about the white colored drone. We're going to start seeing colors, and you're going to start seeing a different configuration of the shape of the drone, instead of that, you know, that white X, you know, like the Phantom or the SEMA or the whatever. You're going to start seeing a more futuristic, technologically looking drone, you know, like the Solo, like the unique Q500, the body shape, the real coolness, if that's the word I can use. See, I'm a visual person. When I see a drone and it looks awesome, I'm a Star Trek fan.
Okay.
When I first saw the unique, to me it looked like a Klingon bird of prey or something. You know, a Romulan warbird. It was different. And I've expressed to certain manufacturers, and I'm not talking Unique or DJI, I'm talking other manufacturers that I'm not even going to mention. All right, I can't yet. But I've said, change the look. I'm telling you it's going to work. Change the look.
Right. We saw in your latest release of a drone that it's actually coming in orange. Is that correct?
Yes, it'll actually be available in 2 colors. It'll be an orange that you saw, that gloss orange. And a lot of people, I've seen remarks, you know, oh, it looks like a toy. It looks like it's a rip-off of the Phantom design. I can assure those customers, number one, it's not a toy. This is a fantastic, well-crafted. Jim Bowers just released a video on it a couple of days ago. well crafted and thought out, no corners cut drone. Okay?
Right.
What I liked about it in the color, you know, they said, oh, it looks like a toy. You know, the color. I don't care. To me, when you see an orange drone in the sky, the damn thing looks like it's 4 feet in diameter. It's a visual thing.
Right.
It's a visual thing, and it works, but it's different. And the price point that it's coming in at, you're talking about the Autel X Star Premium, available in orange or white. We've been taking pre-orders for a month now, $99 deposit, and not one person has bought the white. The weirdest thing in the world. Every single pre-order we have is orange. That tells you something.
From my point of view, being able to see a brighter color versus the white, white blends in with the clouds. It just doesn't work very well. The orange, that's just a great step for me because you get up to 400 foot out, you can still see the bird. Whereas with the Phantom 400, you're going to be having a heck of a time, especially if you've got cloud cover.
Exactly. The ability to produce this drone with the orange color was a fantastic idea. You know, Unique was one of the first. Well, actually, Solo, the 3D Robotics, was the first to come out with the fully black drone. Let's pick the Iris Plus. Okay, the first fully black color drone, phenomenal. But now we're going to start seeing a variation in colors, and I think orange. I don't think we're going to see lime green. I don't think you're going to see yellow. They're going to be sticking with the white, the black, the orange, maybe even a reddish, color. All right, but there's some exciting stuff coming. All right. We know that flight extension is coming. We know it. It's going to be 30 to 45 minutes, and it'll be here in less than a year. It will be. It's a given. It's a given.
Now, back to 3D robotics. About a month or so ago, I get this big hoopla all over my social media and everything and emails that 3D robotics has released to anybody to freely 3D print an iris.
Yes.
You can go online, download all the files, print everything out, put all your gear inside, and fly the iris within a couple days.
Yes. I mean, that's phenomenal, all right? Because here's what 3D, and it's funny because AcesDeals 6 months ago moved into the 3D printing aspect. We've got 2 commercial 3D printers. We've been printing parts for drones, parts for the, Iris Plus, for the Solo, for the Phantom. We can 3D print a lot of parts, and it saves customers money. But you know what's really funny? They don't even care about the money part. It's the color choices we offer. You'd be surprised at some of the color choices. I did a 3D, the Iris Plus extension leg tips.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'm sorry, not the Iris Plus, the Solo, the extension leg clips. And the guy said to me, he goes, "Can you make them all 4 glow in the dark?" That was one of the choices. I said, yeah. So 3D printing is going to offer customers, and especially here, let's take a look at the Iris Plus. Imagine making a shell, me 3D printing a shell for you, any color you want. The leg arms, any color you want. This is going to be phenomenal that 3D Robotics did that, because it was also a way of telling the customer who owns, and here's where they were smart. This is what I'm talking about, Sean, all right, with 3D Robotics. They took a product that they're not going to be producing them that much longer, all right, the Iris.
Right.
But they said to the customers, here you go. If you ever need to replace anything, in case, God forbid in 6 months we don't have a shell for an Iris, which they're not going to, they said, here you go, guys. Hire somebody to 3D print it for you, or if you have a 3D printer, do it yourself. That was the smartest thing. That was the coolest thing I've seen in a very long time from a drone manufacturer.
I've never seen anything like it, and when I saw that, I flashed that on every social media I could because it impressed me with how it seemed to me that 3D Robotics is saying, hey, we care.
We're not going to forget about you.
You can do what you want. Make it however you want. This is all for you. We don't care what it gives to us. This is all for the customer.
Well, see, again, they were thinking of the customer down the road that loves the Iris Plus. Maybe, you know, he took his pennies and he saved up for the Iris Plus, and he doesn't have the money to get a Solo. But then he breaks the Iris Plus, calls up 3D Robotics and says, oh, I need a new shell. Oh, we don't make them anymore. By doing that, they extended the life of their product. So a guy who's just bought an Iris Plus just to fly it around his yard with his kids, he'll have it forever.
Right.
That's the cool part, and that was the coolest thing they could have done. It was.
Yeah, I haven't seen any other manufacturer, not going to say any names, but I don't see any other manufacturer doing anything like that.
No. No.
One of the things I really love about 3D Robotics is the PixHawk, the PixHawk 2. It's all open source. You can do literally what you want with it versus other manufacturers. You're locked into what they've got. What they offer is what you're stuck with. 3D Robotics, you can go in. Let's say you total out your Iris Plus, PixHawk's fine. You got another shell that you want to build for something else. You can put the PixHawk right into something else, flash it, and it knows exactly what you're putting it into.
Exactly. But again, here's where 3D Robotics thought outside the box. I don't think 3D Robotics is given as much credit as that it deserves. And I think the reason that happened is because with the release of the Solo and that stupid fiasco with the gimbal, it hurt them. I mean, they're going to come back big time, plain and simple. They are. They're going to come back big time. But we're going to see a lot of surprising things with 3D Robotics. I love the company. Their support is fantastic. Their products are fantastic. I still have customers buying stuff from us, for their Iris Plus and stuff like that. And, this 3D printing thing, again, it's just, I'm once we're done and we're a little slow on our 3D printing for customers, I want to print an Iris Plus body. And Sean,
that would be cool,
because I'll make the first one for you.
You could, but I don't have. They wanted the entire Iris Plus back because they wanted.
That's right. Okay.
Like I said, they sent me the Solo here as a replacement. They didn't question it. They didn't say anything. Well, you're screwed. You're out of warranty. When I first sent the Iris to them, they sent me a label, second day air, to ship my Iris Plus back to them so they could replace the PixHawk.
Mm-hmm.
They second day aired it back to me once they got it repaired. 7 days, not including. Well, no, yeah, not including the weekend. So 9 days total. They received it. I got it back. I took a while. I had a lot of things going on. Flew my Iris in one place, and I flew it on an autonomous mission. That's one of the things I loved about the Iris. Program it, tell it exactly what to do. The Iris says, okay, I'm going to do that. Send it off, and it's done. It comes back, lands, shuts down everything. My second flight, I was flying a little more in manual mode, still in loiter mode, but flying it kind of more aggressively. And that's when the prop top came off, the prop went flying, the Iris crashed down, and ironically it crashed into a sign that said dead end. So that literally was the dead end of my beautiful, beloved Iris. And now I've got this here. I've got to unbox it. I've got to fly it. I have not done that since I received it back from them.
You're missing out then, to be honest with you. The Solo is a fantastic machine. The updates that have been added to it, the more camera control on the GoPro for customers, If I remember correctly, there was an update, I think it was a month ago, 2 months ago on the Solo, where now you had the ability to control the GoPro camera from the app, from the
Yep.
from the screen. I mean, in the past, you had to land, take the camera out, change it from video to photos, and blah blah blah, and you lost time in the air. It's incredible. It's incredible. I'm surprised you haven't flown that yet. I am.
Well, I've been thinking about it, and like I said, I love 3D robotics, but I'm tight on a budget. I'm trying to get another one, so I thought to try to sell it. Haven't really had many bites yet, so if I don't sell it by next week, it's not going to sell. It's going to fly.
There you go. You'll be committed.
Well, that's what my wife wants to do anyways, is have me committed.
There you go. There you go. That happened to be already, Chief, so don't even worry about it. We could be in the same boat. So.
But yeah, 3D robotics. In fact, give me just a second here.
Sure.
Remember that?
Yes.
That's the same box you sent it in.
Are you keeping it for posterity?
No, actually, it's going back to you.
Oh, okay.
It's got all the stuff from the show in it.
Oh, that's the box. Oh, my God, yes. Okay, excellent. Excellent. Oh, that's funny. That's funny. All right, very good. You will have the label for that, because I got your email. You will have the label for that today. Is today good?
Print it out Sunday night, and I'll get everything going Monday morning.
You got it. Consider it done.
We'll get all that back to you. But yeah, I kept the box. I always had, and
you're going to be able to let go of the box, right?
Oh yeah, I got to let go of the box. The box is coming back to you.
Okay. All right.
But I thought you'd get a kick out of seeing that original box coming back to you.
Gotcha.
All right. Well, it looks like Jim's back with us.
Jim is back.
I think I'm back with you. Can you guys hear me?
I can hear you and I can see you.
This has been a freaking disaster. I'm sorry about all the mayhem on this end.
We're not going to worry too much about it. We're just glad you're with us.
Yeah, I'm on my way to Grass Valley, California to continue a mural that I've been working on, and my assistant decided to bring a dog along who freaked the freaking hell out when she was getting in the car. Anyway, I've got a half an hour I can chit-chat with you guys now because I kicked her out.
Well, Jim, I know you're part and parcel to the Phantom, and I'm sorry about that. What is your personal views on 3D robotics?
You're sorry about what? Trust me, I am not partial to DJI. Never have been. Now, I can't say that, they're definitely not on the bottom of my list. I like some of their products. I love the Phantom 4. I hated the Phantom 3 for its quality control. The Phantom 2 was okay. The Phantom 1 was one of my favorite drones ever. So, they move up and down in the hierarchy of good drones out there.
That's right.
Right now, they're doing very well in my book.
And that's a very important book, Sean.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Your question about 3DR, I can give you that in one short sentence. 3DR screwed the pooch.
All right. Well,
3DR made a very critical, kind of a nail-in-the-coffin mistake. They came out and promoted the world's greatest drone, and then they released to the public maybe the world's worst drone. Question, arguably. The Solo was a marketing, promotional, technological disaster.
really?
And it tainted 3DR's reputation. And once you lose customer faith, you can lose it very easily. But getting it back is very, very difficult. And
See exactly what I was saying, Sean. You see that?
Yeah, and that's exactly what 3DR has ahead of them, is repairing their customer faith and support. And they might be able to do that, but it's going to take a while, and it's going to take another new and technologically advanced product in order to do that.
Now, you saw my video of my Iris Plus crashing, right?
I did, yep.
And subsequently, 3D Robotics sent me a brand new Solo to replace that.
No cost to you or anything, huh?
No cost.
Wow, that's great. Now, did you have to appeal to their marketing department? And I mean, if you were just Joe Blow on the street, would they have done that, or do you think YouTube presence might have had something to do with it? Or
originally, I'd sent my Iris Plus back to them because after 300 plus flights, I'd had a lot of issues with video and whatnot. Sent them every single video or flight log, and they realized, okay, there's a problem with the Pixhawk. They sent me an overnight label. I shipped it back to them. They fixed it. They fixed damages that were caused because of the Pixhawk and sent the Iris back to me. Problem is that little bitty E-clip on the bottom of the armature for the prop top, they forgot to put that little piece on, and that's what caused the prop top and the prop to fly off.
Yeah, I remember now.
And I sent to Colin Gwynn and Vu Tran the link to the video that you guys saw, and within an hour of them receiving it, I got an email back from Vu Tran saying, hey, we're sorry, we're going to send you a new Solo, send us that old Iris back.
Wow. That's freaking amazing. And
Well,
have you gotten the Solo yet?
I've got her right here.
And have you flown it?
I have not flown it yet. I'm going to be doing an unboxing probably tomorrow and then a flight test.
Excellent. Well, you'll have to let us know whether or not they've really fixed all the glitches. I'm assuming they have. You know, that they worked out all the year now. Do that.
Right. They have fixed a lot of the bugs in the latest update, and so I'll be making sure to get that put on there. And of course, the app update is real simple.
Yeah, I'd like to give the Solo another chance. The one that I got from Aces originally, when they first put it out, I unboxed it, put it together, took it for a couple of flights, and without going into detail, I put it all back in the box and sent it back.
Interesting.
I just opted to use my mother's old saying, if you don't have something good to say, don't say anything at all.
Okay, well, that was about, what, 6 to 8 months ago, so hopefully it's improved over since then.
Oh, it has. Absolutely. Absolutely. And Jim will sooner or later be getting a Solo to be doing another review.
Yeah, I'd love to give him another shot. I always liked 3DR, you know? It's too bad they lost Colin Gwynn. But, no, he's actually here now, isn't he? Yeah.
No, Colin Gwynn, you're talking about DJI.
Yeah.
I was going to say, Colin Gwynn's still there.
You're regressing, Jim.
I'm brain farting right now.
That's okay.
Well, I noticed in your last video, Jim, you had the Iris Plus sitting out there. How many times have you flown it since you received it?
Oh, Jesus, probably, I don't know, not less than 100, 150 times. It's one of my favorite drones. I fly that Iris probably twice a week, maybe.
Now, before mine died, she had 352 flights on her.
Yeah, I have mine set up exclusively for FPV goggles. So when I feel like sitting in the pilot's seat, I break out my iris.
Nice. Well, guys, it looks like Peter needs to get back to work. I've covered just about everything except one final question. This question is for both of you. When are you guys going to come up to Anchorage, Alaska?
As soon as you send us airfare.
I'll get right on that, Jim.
All right, I'm in.
Yeah, come on up here. We'll do a flight around and have a great time.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell
And
you,
Sean, just a side note, Sean, just make sure, you keep watching Jim's videos because he's going to have some awesome videos coming out very, very soon.
Oh, yeah, I watch every single one of them just as soon as they're put out.
Good.
I'm usually one of the first commenters. And sometimes I have problems with pilots on my phone.
hey guys, I just pulled over on the freeway. Somebody drove off of the cliff.
Someone drove off a cliff.
Nobody's in the car? Really? Yeah. No kidding. And there's nobody around it or anything, huh?
Well, at least it was an exciting broadcast there, Sean.
Oh,
Really?
You got to check this out. Wait, look. That's where they drove off the road.
Oh, man.
There's where they hit the sign. And there's the car.
You gotta love it.
It looks like
Well, hopefully everybody's all right.
It looks like they came around that corner right there and drove right off of the...
Oh, man. I think we lost them.
Yeah, looks like we lost Jim. Well, Peter, I want to thank you for joining us today.
No, thank you, Sean.
We're going to put this on my YouTube channel for everybody to watch. I'll get you guys a link to share it.
Excellent.
Jim, you be careful. Have a great day, and we will talk to both of you guys a little later on.
All right, you guys, let's do it again sometime.
Certainly
Absolutely.
will.
Sean, thank you.
Yeah, we'll try to make this like a monthly thing to have a interview update, see what's going on.
You got it, my friend.
Hey, just a quick note to you guys. Keep an eye out for PlexiDrone. PlexiDrone, I've been communicating with them, and they're getting ready to hit the market with the PlexiDrone. And
Finally.
kind of kicking around with them, making them my exclusive drone for my bucket list road trip.
Gotta love it.
Don't count out PlexiDrone.
You got it.
They could make a real mark in the drone industry. We'll see what happens.
Jim, definitely give me a call tonight, Jim.
Yep.
All right,
Bye,
Sean.
guys. Have a great one.
From
Bye-bye.
AcesDeals, have a great day.
And always keep looking to the skies and never stop exploring.
You got it.
All right. Bye, guys.